terrible time to take a sip of water.
It happens.
Moderator.
It happens.
We're here. We're back. We're here. It's us. It is us. It is I, Rogue One, checking in as always with some of my favorite people in the world, in the fandom, if you will, pun intended. Here to address what Game of Thrones has effectively coined as the penultimate episode of the Hawkeye series, which again, another Game of Thrones tradition. Usually, this is the episode where shit goes down. And boy, did it. But before we get into it, I want to just introduce my beautiful panelist. In my box, he's to the left, but the hardest working man in comics, Mr. Victor Danger. Say hi to the people.
Why, hello, folks. So glad to be back. Took a couple weeks off, and I missed y'all so thoroughly that I had to come through on my Ronin grind and let y'all know that I was going to sneak in here one way or the other.
Hey. And then we're going to go to, in my orientation, the lady in the purple dress, Miss Jaz. Say hi to the people.
Hi, people.
She look good, don't she? Come on, y'all. Put the claps in that.
You wish you went to Ghostbusters. Okay? You wish you went to Ghostbusters.
Shoot. You know what I'm saying? I'm over there looking like
everybody's favorite residential hater who rumor had it didn't hate. So we gonna get to that. But Yali, tell the people hello. Tell the people hello.
People, I apologize. I said it was gonna be once, but it was twice. I ain't hate it. I ain't hate it.
We might need to take that hater card away from you now, y'all.
I might have to give it back.
So what you're saying is you didn't get your weekly dose of haterade?
No, I did not.
It's stuck on a cargo ship. It
is. At least it's not in the Suez Canal anymore.
It's locked in the cargo ship.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, Joseph, don't call him Wilson Fisk Davis.
Definitely not. I am not shaving this unless I have to.
No, so your hair is luxurious.
Yeah. We don't know. We need that.
Oh man, where do we start? I guess the beginning is a good place.
I know.
It's a very good place to start.
I was up at 3 o'clock.
So it is. I was too. I made sure for this one. I was like, work. It is what it is. Bills will be all right. We good. So we had another flashback to 2018. We seen 2012 and 2018. We just seemed to not be able to get out of that vacuum chamber, but I love it. I love it there. It was a great 2 years in cinema in the Marvel MCU. So we actually got a real-time view of what a blipped person went through, and boy, did I love it, because we did see it in WandaVision, but Monica was sleeping, so it kind of was like woke up, what happened? That would suck to be sleep and be blipped. Like you went to bed 5 years before you woke up.
Do you wake up tired? Do you come back like
you well rested? You well rested?
You're still hungry.
I'm about to tackle this
hungry as fuck.
I couldn't be able to be asleep for 5 years.
How bad do you gotta pee? That's my question. How bad? Because I know when I wake up, I immediately got a tinkle. Can you imagine a 5-year tinkle period?
Or a 5-year Charlie horse? What?
Where your legs are asleep. It's just it's the worst.
Yeah, the worst. But what did you guys think about like the kind of the instantaneous blip that Yelena went through?
That peel was amazing. The way the wall paint just kind of shifted. And she's like, what the
That was amazing. My question is, like, do you ever have that moment of how many people pooped during the time period of that instant moment for me?
Oh my God.
Somebody's in the bathroom.
You know what I'm saying? Because because seriously, like we saw the paint peel, which is this idea that time moved forward. Was there any other awareness of things that were happening in that bathroom? Right. You know, did she smell it? Like, did it just suddenly like, ooh, what was that? It, like, these are all the questions I had. Smell-o-vision. Somebody make this happen. Elon Musk, get on the line. Let's make this happen. Because I need to know, did she experience like 5 years of potty time just like that when she came back? Good question.
God,
I don't need that question answered.
I would think she would, because if they change paint, then the smell, paint is a strong smell.
I mean, true, but I'm just saying, like, you saw
it's not like she was
changed.
It's not like she was there the whole time. It's just
true. It's true. But like, as it seemed like time sped up to catch her up, that type of thing.
I think what I think happened was we're witnessing literally like her perception peel away. Like, you know, they dust and you become particles. That's why it looked blotchy and spotted, as like it was changing to the other color set.
True.
But
can you imagine if you were using the bathroom and she popped back up?
I can think of
while someone's now using the bathroom.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, yeah,
oh
my god, like just...
you could be in the middle of a more intimate setting, and all of a sudden, what if you blew it? You know what I'm saying?
Like, we're talking about, we're not asking the big questions of like, what about people in like airplanes, or maybe there was.
I believe that's been answered actually. That
really?
Part of the Hulk snap to bring everybody back was specifically to bring them back safely. So if you were in an airplane.
And I kind of figured that would be the case, but then there's also people like the person that might have been in that helicopter that crashed into a building when Nick Fury saw it. I'm like, where did they show up?
Where did they land?
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
Now it got dark. Now it just got dark.
Right?
Sorry. Like, what if someone was at like, like a gym, just got done playing ball, and then they're in the shower, and then they blip back, and like the gym's not there anymore. It's like a playground.
Now you're just a naked dude.
Now you're on the registry because you're
absolutely. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It'd be terrible.
What did I do to deserve this? But we did get some post Black Widow action, which I did like. I really enjoy how this show kind of more than WandaVision or Captain America and Winter Soldier, as it was named at the end, kind of like really connects to the other movies. Like we do get like mentions and like scenes, but it's like super duper interwoven. Like with Black Widow flashbacks, Endgame flashbacks. They brought back the Endgame song when Nat fell. That song was just so emotional.
Haunted me, man. I couldn't believe they pulled that out. I mean, I know they would have done it, but it was like, I feel personally attacked right now.
More than bringing back actors to do lines or rehashing scenes, like music is the easiest way you can generate a vibe without even messing with things. That's why they have all these characters have theme songs now.
I know they were like, Hawkeye has PTSD, and y'all about to too.
Right.
that's the name of that score, PTSD.
It's just PTSD.
PTSD the remix.
PTSD the musical.
So there it is.
But speaking on what you were saying, Matt, like I do appreciate that. Like this is kind of like the goodbye that we've all should have had with Natasha Romanoff that we're finally getting, as opposed to that movie that probably should have came out way earlier than it did.
Facts.
Hey,
you can't argue that. Can't argue that.
I mean,
look,
maybe
all I can say is if we didn't have Black Widow when we did, we might not have Florence Pugh as Yelena.
Absolutely,
that's true.
Perfect segue. How amazing is she?
I mean,
how it's her show. It's not even how
she
exactly.
She could be absolutely
not even Yelena.
Like charming and precious when she's threatening you.
Right.
Which we saw later on in this episode.
We're definitely gonna get to that. There's a lot to break down for it, but we did get like a kind of a brief widow on widow violence fight, and I thought like when the plate got thrown at Yelena, she didn't flinch. That was like the most badass shit.
Why was that so thug? Like
ever seen in life? Like I know it's just a small tea plate, but I was like, yo, that's some boss.
Listen, but like the thing about it is like, did she realize that it wasn't in the right trajectory to come to her, or did she just not care? Like I don't even know, because like she really just looked like.
He said, if it hits me, it hits me.
See, for me, it was the because it wasn't just Yelena. We already know she's a badass, but like when she sprayed the other widow in the face, and the widow's reaction was literally like, "You ruined my rug." Like you don't know that wasn't poison. Like
don't care. Like you've messed up my rug. Okay, it's a $20,000 rug.
Yeah, and I kind of like that subtle nod when she was just like, "Yo, you thought I was brainwashed?" Like, no, I'm just really good at killing.
I'm slapping him out here. Like, what do you mean?
Right, I make mad money killing. Like he didn't have to like sell me too much on this job. Like,
I like it.
I could hook you up. When she came back, she was like, "So you're gonna need work, right? Because you can't just stay here for free.
I mean,
you do a couple jobs, kill a couple
immediately
people.
Put her on the kill train, didn't she?
Yeah,
you can stay as long as you want, but go kill people.
You need
yeah.
That's the only way you can stay. Murder.
Hey, I did think it was funny, or not funny, but interesting that she got married during the blip or during the snap, and they even adopted what is obviously probably like the child left behind by someone that got snapped and stuff.
I thought the same thing. I was like, that child's definitely 5 years old.
That child's parents just got back too.
Yo, that's a whole problem that we've never talked about.
My God. Getting blipped while giving birth.
And there's no babies. But
the reverse is the worst part.
Probably.
The reverse would be the
Where's
worst
my
part.
baby? Oh,
Yeah.
It's not your baby anymore.
It's not your baby no more.
Yeah, like how's that work? Like if you got blip, if you like had a newborn and get blip, the baby didn't get blip, you come back and it's like, the baby's been adopted.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, how's that work?
I mean, that's the whole point of Falcon and the Winter Soldier is like things have changed back now, and like, what do we do?
What do we do? Yeah.
Very, very true. So we flashed back for what's this? We're supposed to be in 2023 right now.
Yeah.
No, we're beyond 2023.
2023, 2024, something like that.
It might be. Oh, it's shit.
Yeah, I think it's like 26,
I don't think it's
27.
been. I don't think it's been that long. 3 whole years since Endgame.
Because you got to remember, they've said it's been years since Ronan was last seen.
Yeah,
Ronan was seen at the beginning of 2023
in New York.
Right.
True.
I think when he was Ronin, he cut a swath and didn't like jump around. I think he started in New York.
He started here and
just kind of kept going.
Yeah, remember because he was hitting the cartels in Mexico when Rhodey found all those dead bodies.
Right, and then when Natasha found him, he was in Japan.
I mean, that's a far jump though to be like when Rhodey's like, "Yo, found these bodies in Mexico," and she's like, "Well, where is he at?" He's like, "Japan."
Japan.
But I don't get the impression he's returning because like if Ronin is what Ronin is claimed to be, like he goes somewhere and like practically eliminates the criminal threat and then just leaves because like there's no one else to eliminate. He's got to move on to go kill more criminal threat.
That doesn't mean crime can't come back up. Evil never dies.
Like, organized crime takes a while to get to the point where he was wiping them out.
Which is why I was mad he wasn't referenced in Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
but we just gonna leave that. We just gonna keep moving. Keep moving.
Yo, Marvel, come get us, bro.
Come on, that's all I'm saying. The 10 Rings should have been like, yo, that Ronin dude, he's on the list.
He's a problem. He's a problem.
Rogers the musical. I got y'all. Let's make it happen, you guys. Come get us.
Look, Jaz can write the whole thing. We'll help.
Big fan.
We'll put together some scenes.
Yeah, but I saw a line that this takes place a year after No Way Home.
Yeah.
So the event of No Way Home already happened. So we got to be like 26 or 27.
No, they said so No Way Home is actually before Hawkeye because it's like leading up to Christmas.
Yeah.
Because if you
the internet is confusing place, man.
Yeah. And actually, you actually kind of hit my point. But Joe, go ahead. You can.
I was gonna say it can't be that long because this is supposed to be like the first Christmas that he's able to spend with his family since they got back. Like you don't wait 3 years for their first Christmas in New York.
Ideally speaking,
unless he was still out there doing the thing,
Avengering,
looking for young Avengers. He could be looking for young Avengers. I don't know.
Yeah. So timeline wise, they were saying because No Way Home obviously starts off right after Far From Home, but the course of the movie is like leading up to Christmas, which I keep kind of tripling down. That I think there's a reason why this movie came out the last episode after.
There is.
Because if they had put up a clip, IGN put up a clip like the first minute of Spider-Man No Way Home, and if you see Spider-Man swinging, there are posters for Rogers the Musical up, and it says like musical coming soon. And we'll touch on it when we get there, but Yelena makes a comment about wanting to see the new and improved Statue of Liberty, which is being built in No Way Home. So
because they had to clear out, all the stuff from Endgame because they basically tore down the Statue of Liberty to make a little tiny city out there.
Absolutely.
They show that at the beginning
of tissue connected. So much tissue connected. But so after we get the awesome flashback and we see like Blip from another perspective, we have a Kate Bishop, a disheveled Kate Bishop, if you will, very sad. Going back to see her, I just call her older sister. That's not her mom. That's not a mom to me.
Right. That is definitely a weird Gilmore Girls vibe.
But we loved Rory and her mom's relationship. That was
absolutely
awesome. Kate and Eleanor, not so much.
Just right vibes, different feel.
One thing that I did kind of want to touch on, I want to kind of get your guys' opinion on something that's like an understated thing for the show, but I love that they play on how Kate and her mom don't really like each other. It's not like overt and like in our face, like fractured relationship, but it's like even like that heart-to-heart moment seems so forced and uncomfortable. And it led me to a theory. You know my theory.
Here we go.
When her mom made the comment about "you're the most important thing to me," I watched back a couple episodes. The very first episode when they did the funeral, you see like the headstones. It says like such and such bishop. But it's leading me to believe Kate Bishop. The bishops might have come from money, and I'm thinking that her dad might have left her all the bread. And her mom saying to her, "You're the most important thing to me," is because
that's
like
how I get the dollars.
That's the money. She's using Kate's bread that her dad left to her.
Especially considering the argument they were having, like at the end of in the first episode, like her mom and dad. That tracks.
Exactly, because it's like that house got rebuilt quick as fuck. They put this shit back. They put that joint back to the exact version it was.
Right. Well, and that's a reason they probably stayed there, was so she could keep Kate happy.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's making me think that Kate is a bankroll for her mom, and she don't even know it. Like her mom's just like how do you go from we need to sell the penthouse to I run a security company that can tap into literally anything?
Insurance money.
Eleanor's up no good too. So
absolutely.
We feel that without question. Just like we know good and well that Eleanor killed Derek, and just conveniently the whole invasion of New York happened.
She's like, "Oh, this is great."
She had that security company. She could have known that was happening.
Very true.
Very true. Could have been on the World Security Council, but no.
She knew something. She knew something.
I bet she kicked Derek out an open window. That's all I'm saying. She sparted my man.
He fell into a nice little pile that was already there.
Yep.
Like, oh no!
What a coincidence!
Oh no! Our family.
Aliens took my husband. No.
Saw that coming.
Yeah, you could definitely tell that Kate doesn't know like the financial status, because she was like, she canceled my credit cards. Well, like really, she'd be like, you can't cancel shit. Actually, that's my money.
Right. It's not just that. It's the idea that like Kate doesn't have to know this stuff. She's never known where it came from, and Eleanor probably kept her like that on purpose.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. After Derek died, there was nobody to eavesdrop on, so she wouldn't know.
I bet you when she rebuilt that house, she sealed up all them vents. She was like, I know you be listening.
Man, you be
no circulation in this house, ma'am.
No, she just kept her busy. She just kept her very, very busy.
Exactly. You want to do archery? Go ahead.
Sing,
all of that.
Get out the house.
Horse riding.
You want to do after school? Yes. do all that. All them extracurriculars.
This whole like keeping her busy to keep her like happy and not noticing the shady shit going on is going to be her downfall too, because it's the whole reason Kate does the stuff she can do now. So.
Yep. We're gonna find out that Kate and Maya grew up together and just don't realize it.
Ooh. Went to the same karate class.
Yep.
That would be.
I love it.
I do too. I definitely.
Come get us, Marvel, right here.
I'm just saying, like,
come get us.
Wait,
we're literally
our
right
own
here.
pins. We bring our own pins. We will write for you. Like, what's up?
Facts. We'll share a notepad. You don't even gotta get us all one.
Yeah, no, we just pass it around.
Exactly.
You want a hint? Give us an hour plus a pen and a pad. Let's go.
Pen and a pad. That's all we need.
Honestly, for the most part, we probably would work for swag and tickets to premieres.
Honestly, listen.
Facts.
I love free shit.
So transitioning from a relationship that doesn't work to one that does on the surface, we have another Barton family phone conversation about this damn watch. Again. Did I miss something? Didn't Kate take the watch? Did I miss that? Because when Clinton were on the phone, she said like, "Oh, they got the watch."
So Kate was in the apartment. She grabbed the watch, and then Maya jumped her. So I don't know if Kate was able to hold on to the watch while the fight was happening.
But it's probably already too late because she already got the information out of the watch at that point. So it didn't matter if they had it or didn't have it.
Assuming that's all Laura and Clint's family information.
Right.
It's safe
it could
to
be
assume.
other people's info.
I still don't think that's Clinton's watch.
Y'all actually led to what my question was. Do we think that this watch is just a thing that ties the Bartons to, SHIELD and the Avengers and Hawkeye, or is there more to this watch? And that's why Wilson Fisk wants it.
I think
we'll go with it. Or Joe, you want to go first?
I think it's both. I think maybe I'm starting to think maybe that watch belonged to Nick, and it had lots of secrets in it, including the information about the Bartons.
Yali, what you thinking?
I still think I'm gonna go Star Wars on it. I still think it's a map. I still think it's the map to Tahiti, where Quake and them is at, because we all know that Chloe Bennett mysteriously dropped out of Powerpuff Girls just during the timing of filming for Hawkeye. So it's like, I mean, maybe it could be that. I think it does probably still have their information, but I also don't think it's that hard to figure out, like, Fury is connected to the people. Like, there's a couple times they were just out in the open walking it around. Like, I think anyone could put 2 and 2 and not need a secret magical watch to do that shit. But I think it's a map. I think that somewhere, you know, Coulson has like a group of other Avengers, Defenders, you know, whatever. Pick a other group in the Marvel universe, and they're over there just waiting, just in case anything like major goes down. Because I don't think Kingpin is something that would be enough for them to like come out of hiding if they are in hiding. Like, that's just some low grade. Some other New Yorker could handle that type of shit. So that's my guess.
Vic, what you feeling, good brother?
Well, considering that we have an upcoming series called Armor Wars, and at this point, the amount of Stark tech is super limited that's out there. I think that's Tony's watch, the one that would form a repulsor from Civil War. I think that's the watch that is. And this is a play to get that Stark tech stuff under control after the events of Far From Home. Because there's not that much that's out there. Yeah. So
that would make sense for why it's at the Avengers compound too.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Very true.
Yeah.
Jazzy, what you feeling?
I mean, I'm definitely on the same train with Victor here. I mean, obviously there's going to be ties into the past because Marvel's been really good at like tying everything together. What that means, I don't have a clue, but it's definitely going to lead us what we're going to be seeing here pretty soon.
Perfect. So I'm on the Vic train, but I just deviate just a bit.
Come on, let's go.
So pre-Armor Wars, I think Secret Invasion is the next show up. I'm actually kind of like a combination of Vic and Yali. I think the watch does belong to Coulson. I think it might be like an asset list, or like you were saying, like with the Inhumans and everything, because Secret Invasion is about a Skrull thing, right? That's what they're saying. Who was Nick Fury's partner in Captain Marvel fighting against the Skrulls? Phil Coulson. And also, who's a part of the Young Avengers? Quake. What better justice than to give the man who was killed that formed the Avengers than letting him be in like the Nick Fury for the Young Avengers? So he could like be their Fury.
Can I give you my pen? I'm gonna just go ahead and give you my pen.
And also, I don't think it would go this far, but by bringing Coulson back and having him be in a lie and making maybe all of it, but certain parts of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Canon, the Terrigen Mist that made Daisy into Quake could be their out for the mutants if they don't want to go totally left or like have the multiverse break and, you know, Fox comes in. But that Terrigen Mist made the Inhumans in the show. That could be their out for mutants, because I know they keep saying that like they don't really want to use the word mutant and they're like looking for like other outs. But yeah, I'm kind of
there's also some legal shit behind the word too about.
Oh, is it? I thought that like they kind of squashed that beef.
They could still do the X-Men, but the word mutant is owned by somebody outside of it. So
which is really weird because it's just the word.
It's just the word. It's the same thing with the word. Concept. It's the same thing with the word Jedi.
The turtles own the word mutant, and that's why you can't do it.
Do they really?
Yeah, it might be them. Honestly,
I believed you. That was so believable.
My bad.
But it would be not the guys. They did use Terrigen Mist because Miss Marvel has her own show, and that's coming up next year too. So they would either have to explain that she either was hit by Terrigen Mist, or they would use the events of WandaVision saying, well, she's in Jersey too, and it was close enough that it affected her that way.
There's also a lot of evidence on like some of the stuff they've released showing that like they've changed her power set a lot too. So they may be going in a completely different direction.
Right. I feel some hate. I feel some hate boiling in.
I'm on the Phil train, but yeah, I definitely think the Armor Wars thing too, it could all tie into it. But I think with Secret Invasion coming up next and Coulson having, you know, the track record of knowing, like dealing with the Skrulls, because Fury, it's like centered around Fury, right? You know, we got the Samuel with the beard, with the no patch, the little Just for Men gray in there.
Just for men.
So before we get into the scene stealing, Kate and Yelena conversation, what the fuck? What's up with Jack? What's his whole thing, bro?
Oh my god!
Is he really just a doofus?
I still don't know.
I want to say absolutely he's just a doofus, and that his wife set him up.
I mean,
she absolutely set him up. That's not
even
debatable.
That is. See, I think I'm still leaning in he may be involved, but to the extent he doesn't know. But the way it is shifted. It's either she was just using his name as like the shell corporation, or he's involved, got sloppy, and she basically threw him under the bus because he got sloppy. So I don't know yet, because you could take the whole like, oh, they'll see this is wrong, I'm being set up, I'll be back by the party.
It's so weird.
I mean, you can't say it like that.
Like, it's so weird because it's like I feel like your face is how I feel, because it's like if he is involved and they did that so perfectly timed up for Kate to see, so she stops like looking into the mom, that was the worst acting for him.
True.
Like, why would he act like that?
But I feel like he's the type that he would want to practice it out a couple times, and like that's your best. I agree. Let's run it again. Let's run it again.
No, that's too loud. That's too loud.
More feel.
Just because you practice doesn't mean it ends up good.
Listen, Jack is a life model decoy. Okay, let's just go ahead. Let's just put it out there.
I'm with that.
He's a life model decoy. The dude that got into it with Armand, that's not that was the real Jack. This one is not. Nah, this dude
is so bad because it's
that's
like
that's why he gets all the phrases wrong. Yeah. Life model decoy.
He's a scroll. That's all.
He's a scroll who doesn't know the phrases.
Because like
he doesn't know aphorisms.
At this point, I'm like, it's so wonky. It seems intentional. I'm like, Marvel isn't cranking out this type of like scripts.
He's also like a pampered rich. I mean, he said it himself. I've never worked a day in my life.
That's true.
There's enough media and how like the idle rich are written in a lot of shows that like that tracks. That definitely tracks.
I mean, listen, this could be a controversial take. I don't know. But, Senator Ted Cruz seems like an idiot, but he's also the Zodiac killer. So really.
He's so good. He convinced an entire nation recently that the actual Zodiac killer died.
Was caught. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, he's dead. And meanwhile, Ted Cruz is just sitting there like, gotcha.
He's a lizard man Zodiac killer. That's what he is.
The overlords, the lizard overlords.
Yes. But he's like low, not the overlord.
Let me write that one down.
Not the overlord, but he works for them.
Yeah,
he works for them.
He under the overlord.
Yes.
So my wife came up with a theory about Jack, that Jack also knows what's going on. And he's not as involved as possibly in the shadier, darker side of things, but like maybe he's actually not a terrible dude and he actually gives a crap about Kate and he's trying to protect her. Like, she pointed out some reasons for me and I missed it, and it would explain why he's like kind of like this sweet caring guy, but he's also an idiot. Like,
so like maybe he's like a tracksuit mafia, just not in a tracksuit, because that's the vibe I get. Like, he's just one of them.
Absolutely.
He just hasn't said bro. He's
in the dress suit mafia.
He's in the dress suit mafia.
He's the Dawn. That's the upgrade.
He's wearing the Steve Harvey line of suits at KG.
What it is like half the scenes are him just going, no, stop it,
don't do it,
bro.
Right, he's trying not to say it.
Stop it.
That's why he gets the affirmations wrong, because he wants to say bro.
Which, by the way, as a little aside, when they had a scene with the tracksuit mafia in this, they were basically listing the best tracksuits in pop culture, and I'm like, that is the best.
Yeah, that was actually next on my list.
They're so cute.
We've been doing this for so long.
Doing it on Fandom Spotlite.
Been doing this for so long.
Absolutely.
I won't be mad. If Jack's the Ralph Boner of the show, I will be pissed, because it's like
he's got to be something. He can't just be the reddest of herrings.
The reddest of herrings. Maroon herring at this point. Like, because it's like then that. If he's just the douche, cool. But that whole part about like him really being good at swordplay. Like that whole little tease, like that was so a waste of time.
Yeah,
for him just to be a jackass.
He could have just learned that from like
jackass.
He could have learned that from like playing Soul Calibur, and he just practiced a couple times.
I think part of the theory that she had was like he also is kind of this hero worship vibe. Like he collects swords, and most dudes that collect that many swords are like, man, if I lived in the 1500s, I'd go save people as a knight. And I'm like, no, you wouldn't. You
those are the people who would exactly.
You would have been stabbed.
But like Jack seems like that kind of guy.
No, those are the ones who catch syphilis in the brothel on the first day.
Wow.
Okay, let's be honest.
And that is
way
like
to read him.
And that is this perfect parallel of him and Kate too. Because when Kate lost her dad, what did he do? Or did she do? She threw herself into all these things to become an Avenger. Right. And I kind of feel like Jack does the same thing. He's just an adult male. So instead of idolizing Hawkeye, he idolizes Ronin.
I like that. Cause like him being the
heir, same coin right there. I like it.
Cause him being the heir to his uncle's fortune kind of implies that like I guess his parents weren't a thing.
Right.
Like I'm about to get my uncle's money. Like what your dad and your mom do? Like where'd they go?
Especially considering that his uncle had kids.
Right. Yeah, there's like 7 of them motherfuckers.
Right. Like you gonna skip all them to get this dude?
If he's about to get that much money, and it's still being split that many ways. I mean, again, the kind of rich that live in that category of New York, that tracks.
Right.
Now we know who bought that building.
That's called.
No comment. I'm not going there with that.
This is just.
Jack bought the building.
This is just the crossover event with Succession. That's all this is.
That's what it is. No. Jack bought the building because it meant so much to Kate. She could see it outside her window. Right. That's why he did that. He's like, I'm just trying to.
It's your birthday.
Last scene of the last episode. Like, happy birthday.
Did we have any sort of implication in the past that like Jack knew Kate's dad? Because I thought I remember hearing somewhere that they were friends or something.
Oh, that's got me.
In my subconscious, I feel like that's the thing too, but I don't know why.
Wow.
We made like because we know what's best.
Eleanor, I know you lonely, girl.
This would not be the first time in any sort of media where the husband dies and Aries the best.
Let me slow you some right quick, girl.
I felt so betrayed in Spawn when his best friend married his wife. That hurt my heart.
Really? You felt so betrayed about that when Scott's ex-wife married a cop? Come on.
At 9 years old, I felt so betrayed. Look, that's your best friend. How would you do that?
It's so bad.
And they look so happy.
No, that's just the vibe I got. That like that Jack knew Kate's dad for some reason. And then like, oh, he was there for me after your dad died, kind of thing. So
it's a long time to be playing that game, though.
Yeah.
Like, man,
again, idol.
Oh my god, that's it. That's amazing.
But Joe, you did foreshadow what my next blip was. The Tracksuit Mafia. How cool are these guys?
Come on, man.
They need their own show. They need.
They're bad. They're bad guys. I never want to lose.
Yeah.
Just keep them. Around.
I haven't felt this way. I haven't felt this way since Claw. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They would have bought Claw's mixtape for sure.
What do you mean they would have? They have it.
They have it.
They definitely have that SoundCloud.
They downloaded off SoundCloud. Yeah.
Come on, that's 1,000,000%.
We need that. We need like a video of like a TikTok of them doing like a claw challenge, like Tracksuit Mafia.
The claw challenge.
I got that vibranium in my cranium, bro. Like come on, let's go.
I'm with it.
He said Wakanda.
Right, like you know what I'm saying? Shoot.
But what the one guy says, he's like, yo, I'm thinking about bringing back brass knucks.
No, listen, I was disappointed by their whole conversation. Like, I mean, brass knuckles are not that hard to put on. If you put them in your pocket, you just put your hand in, and then you just bring them out. Like, let's go. That's all. It's not a whole like.
They got pockets in their shirt because they're wearing a tracksuit.
That's all I'm saying. Like, come on, knuckle dusters are easy.
They're
bro.
wonderful.
Stop it. Come on.
Here you go.
See, they're endlessly customizable. You can put stuff on the knuckles. Right? Geralt of Rivia has little wolves for the knuckles of his little silver knuckles.
There you go. Maybe they have really grotesquely big fingers, and maybe that's the problem. But
they're the tracksuit mafia. They're the tracksuit mafia, not the sausage finger mafia.
Damn.
That's their sister branch in Ohio.
sausages, son. Sausages. You got those sausages, bro.
The Kielbasa Mafia.
Kielbasa. There it is.
Marvel,
yeah, come on.
Come get us, yo. The Kielbasa Mafia is the funniest. Yo, for Halloween, we all just gotta link up.
Done.
Oh no.
Done.
Link
Did
up.
Wait, did you just say links? Did you say links?
Look, double entendre. Don't ask me
We have
how.
the meats. Let's go.
Ask me how.
Oh my God.
Yo, someone tuning in right now. I thought this was a Hawkeye panel.
What's happening?
What are they talking about?
Surprise! It's a comedy show.
But I know Jaz has been chomping at the bit to talk about this Kate Yelena encounter.
Bring it out. Bring it out. Bring out the props.
We're gonna get there.
We're all been talking about sausages. I just want to bring up,
the mac and cheese and the hot sauce.
Yay!
It's real.
But yeah, greatest scene ever.
Man, man.
Greatest scene ever. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know. Let's dive deep.
That was the scene. Oh, go ahead. No,
you go ahead. Go.
I said that was the scene I wanted in Black Widow for like Natasha and Yelena to have with each other, like some real conversation, not some shit about jackets and pockets and like I don't give a shit. Like that just felt so like, oh, women only talk about pockets.
You hate that scene so much.
It's okay when it's about only having one fork though.
Listen,
why does she only have one fork though? That's
because she's lonely and she ain't got no friends.
And
she's one person. Like, there's a lot of engagement with that one fork conversation.
But still, I just felt like that was such a like real. That's what women really talk about when they sit down and talk to each other.
It's like, girl, why are you lonely?
Exactly. Like,
you ain't got no friends. You only got one fork.
Like, girl, listen.
I mean, they're both kind of really lonely. That's the vibe I get from
they were being such good besties that you could tell.
If I may,
that's all I want for season 2.
I noticed in episode 4 is when Clint talks about, I think it was either 3 or 4, his best shot that he ever took was the one he didn't take. Which paralleled exactly what happened in the end of the episode. The best shot Kate probably will have ever taken is when she decided not to shoot Yelena. So the parallels
to Yelena wouldn't have worked anyway.
It wasn't.
No, it probably which I do think that Yelena underestimates Kate. I think it's part of that. And then part of it is, it's an intimidation tactic. You underscore everything they do, even if they could kill you. You act like they don't.
You're like,
that's the Stark method. Come on.
Are we seeing another Hawkeye Black Widow relationship?
That's kind of what I feel like is forming.
That's all we need for that's season 2 right there, right? So like
go ahead,
Jaz. Dynamic, but yeah, go ahead, Jaz.
Go ahead, Jaz.
No, but I love the whole conversation. I mean, yeah, it was intense, but it also had a lot of comedy in there. Because I mean, you don't expect the hot sauce to go on the mac and cheese. Although I do want to try that now, so I might have to.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Come to Black communities, happens all the time.
We put hot sauce on everything.
This works.
But
for literally every food.
Was when she was like, "Have you ever eaten reindeer?" Like that is so morbid for this time of year. And it was honest. Laughed so hard.
She's like, no, it's so chewy. It's too chewy.
Yeah, like, no, it's
that being said,
it's not good at all.
That being said, reindeer sausage mixed with little pork fat for the cohesiveness. Breakfast sausage patties, really good.
And you can
we brought it back to sausages. Did you see that, guys? Did you see it?
Kielbasa Mafia. Well, you know what?
Ohio,
that's just the name of our group now. That's what we're called now.
That's it.
That's just what we're called.
Kielbasa.
That's just what we're called now. Our street names are just gonna be different types of meat.
That's
we're all just a different type of meat.
I'm in Dewey, baby. What's up? What you want to do? It's spicy around here. What you want to do?
Oh, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know.
So in terms of that particular conversation, though, one of the things that I thought was so great about it was it's highly expositional. It's a lot of, setup stuff that they were able to deliver in a very fun, like sort of way. You don't mind the fact that it's almost an info dump. And that's really hard to do from a storytelling standpoint. And mad props, because Florence definitely carried that. I mean, no diss.
Oh my God.
Sweet Kate Bishop, she was doing her thing. She was reacting well, but it was all flow. off.
Like there's a little interjections too that she has where it's like when she starts talking about the things she wants to see, and she's like the Christmas tree, and she's like, yes, the Christmas tree,
American Christmases. I was like, plural? What?
No, I did like when Kate would like when Yelena would say some shit that Kate like agreed with. She's like, yeah, like, yeah, I like that too.
That's how good Yelena is. Is like she occasionally just disarms the situation. She makes Kate forget that she's also threatening her life literally at the same time.
Like that whole like
that
come sit and
last
eat
line that
was
she
like,
did before she went out the window too.
Like
don't cross me.
Don't do it.
Yeah,
this was great. Again. Thanks for the girls' night. Which again, the idea this such a terrible Russian spy idea that eating macaroni and cheese in a burnt out apartment is girls' night.
Yeah,
sounds like super dark, but fine, whatever. If that's your idea, fun.
If you know Yelena's,
why not?
Mac and cheese is
good. Especially when it comes out of the box. I'm
and if you know Yelena's background, it actually probably does sound pretty.
That was a great night.
Look,
That
was you wanna. I get the problem with the vest, but the first thing she wants to go buy is utilitarian. That's how she thinks.
Again, the idea that the first thing a woman does when she's free is to go shopping is some stupid shit. Like, no, I'm gonna go get laid. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm free now. Because she had
it's been 5 years, homie.
Yeah, but that might have been.
But she had to be with people to like kill them. You know, like the widows have to sleep with the dude. Now she has a choice. She gets to decide who she's going to sleep with. That's what I would have done.
Or it's more like I get
and
the
then get pocket
vest. And we don't know. Maybe that's the first thing she did go do. We just know the first thing she bought was the pocket vest. And
it's true.
She did it in there.
If it's the first thing,
she did it. Well, she did it in the vest. I'll leave it alone.
Did it in there.
She's invested.
Look, I got condoms. She got lube in the other pocket.
Look, she don't even need condoms. She don't have ovaries.
And you know,
that's true. That's true.
I don't mean he got diseases.
When she went for that first booty call, she didn't take the vest off.
That's why I got kids now.
It's true. It's true. Just keep it moving. Just keep it moving.
Hilarious. Yeah, so we had that amazing interaction, you know, and Yelena's like, you know, shows her card. She was like, yeah, nah, I'm here to kill Clint and everything. And there's like an interaction where basically Kate's like singing Clint's praises, and it kind of went back to what we were talking about last week, that something that Marvel does kind of touch on, but kind of like lets the audience feel it in. It's like, yeah, these guys are great superheroes, but they commit mass homicide on a regular basis.
Yes, they do.
Like,
at least some major manslaughter at the very
least. Facts.
I don't know, man. Some of Age of Ultron, there was a lot of killing that they did on purpose.
That's why I said
in the opening scene.
that first scene, they were 86 and quite a few people. Oh, you on the other side? Cool.
I understand people are like, Killmonger is right, but the real answer was Zemo was right. That's the real answer.
Well, if there's a villain that's right, it's Zemo.
It was Zemo.
Zemo was definitely right.
What was that?
We do know what today is, don't we?
That was 30 years since Stark's parents were killed.
This is the mission
date. Mission report, December 16, 1991.
Bucky killed them people.
Look at that. Look at what our dates fall on.
Come on.
Come get us.
Let's go. Can we pour one out for the Starkses? Can we pour one out for the Starks?
Amazing
metaphor.
Grace.
Put one out for the
Pour one
out
for the Starks.
There we go. There we go.
And the other Starks in Game of Thrones. The Game of Thrones Starks too.
Man.
Oh, we did see great value. Jon Snow today too.
Yep.
Kazi, yes.
Right,
you guys are so on point.
Can I get my flowers now?
I love
Can I get my flowers now for that scene?
Which one?
Okay, so he put a note in a fucking arrow.
Yeah, he did.
Yali's been saying.
He couldn't deliver
Why
a
can't
note?
people say no? Yo, you know what I was thinking the whole time he did that note part? What if the latch didn't open? and they like threw the arrow out?
Okay.
What if the glass was shittier than he expected?
And then he just still do message. This is what you get.
Definitely a
message. Just have Clint like, oh.
He's like,
what cracked me up though was the expectation that she wasn't going to come alone, despite the fact that was like very clearly stated, and he never addressed it. That's what I love about it. Like he didn't go, I told you alone. Like I told you. alone. He just quietly took everybody out, did what he needed to do.
So so we can get into the next scene. But go ahead, Vic. What you gonna say?
I was gonna say on that Ronin side of things, I respected his statement of, because at first I was like, okay, he's just addressing it like, hey, stop, like we can stop. I'm Ronin, blah blah blah. Him taking it that next level and saying, and if anybody comes after my family, I'm murdering you. Like it's full Ronin, like right back. Like I have this opportunity right now.
It's not just that, but he also admitted to it, like without saying like I killed your dad. He basically said like, yeah, I did it, but this is what happened.
I did think that the choice of words, if him just saying I was there, I thought that was like very interesting that he chose.
And we only got like 2/3 of the discussion. We don't know everything he said because it was all heard through Maya, and we only got some of the subtitles and some of the signs. Yeah, so.
Because I don't know if that was like meant to like create doubt in us that like maybe he didn't kill the dad. Because my whole thing is, if I kill someone's dad and then I come up to them and just say, hey, beef's over, let's squash it, I'm not expecting that person to drop the beef. And I just admitted to killing your father in front of you.
That's very Philly of you, and I appreciate that honesty. Just gonna keep it a buck.
I was gonna say that was very Philly.
Yeah, that's super Philly. Like,
cause like, and it like, and him saying the thing like, I just want you to know I was there. Like he didn't like come out and straight say like, yo, I killed your dad. Cause I'm like, logically speaking, you know she's been tracking down Ronin for 5 years. You're copping up to it, and you're expecting a parlay. Like, you know, I'm like, no,
wrong franchise, son.
It's not just that, but he knew who her dad was. He knows everything about that organization. So, you know, if he knew something else was going on, then that's probably what he told her. And you know, there's some more to that eventually.
Definitely.
I mean,
but it's easy to drop the beef when you put the blame of that beef on your next closest friend or family member. You know what I mean?
When you're threatening to slice that beef with a razor tip sword.
That's
it's over, right? We done.
Then Clint hits us with the bombshell, like Yali said. Had he just said this a couple episodes ago, had he said this when they were duct taped to the ride,
would have been fine.
We would have been all right. So we get the reveal that an informant, we don't know who, but it is implied that it is Kazi, dimed out the dad.
Yeah.
At the request of Uncle, who, Vic, I know you've been itching to say it. Uncle is who? Baby.
Vanessa. Just kidding.
From that hand alone.
We finally got one.
Yeah. It should be noted, we know it's him. It's not just like some guy that looks like him in a grainy photo. Because when we were watching that whole thing, we're like, okay, we know it's him, but is it him? No. And we had to rewatch the credits to make sure.
Not only that, but Clint put his name in there. Says Kingpin.
Says the name.
Yeah, that's who that is. So
last line of the show.
Is that the first time they've ever like officially called him Kingpin? Because I remember in Daredevil, he was always just Fisk or Wilson.
Well, I think it was like one of the situations where they refer to the Kingpin in the news.
Right.
Yeah, but never like actually like.
No,
that's who he is.
Right? Yeah.
Kevin said, "No, I got dibs on the name."
Yeah. I think it was always like a Kingpin or the Kingpin.
Yeah, but I think it's like outside their first sources. Time of them saying like, no, that he's Kingpin, which I think is very, very cool.
Which is the best way to go, honestly. Like the fact that none of these heroes have started off by calling themselves that thing. Right. Same with the villains. Like Hawkeye wasn't his designation; it was just what people started calling him.
Right. Or it was like his
shield
code. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Same with Wanda. They just dubbed her the Scarlet Witch. She just got that designation. Like,
and they only started calling Vision because he was Ultron's vision.
Right.
Yeah, right.
It was clever.
Facts. Right. He's like, oh shit, that's a good one.
Right.
How bad is that? Now they stole his robot, they stole his punchline. They did Ultron.
It's hard out
dirty,
here
bro.
for an Ultron, bro.
They did Ultron dirty. So we did get the reveal that Kingpin, it was Agatha all along. We got the reveal, which now leads us to the question, which turns into another question. Why does Kingpin necessarily want Hawkeye dead? If he's the person that's been looking for the watch, You don't
I
think
have
he
two
does?
theories.
Let's get there. Go ahead, Joe. Give us both of them.
So the first one is Hawkeye did something to Kingpin. That's like the easy gimme. Like he shut him down. He hamstrung his power source or whatever you want to call it. The other theory I have, and this one I think is related to, like, again, interweaving everything, because the Hawkeye, Ronin, Hawkeye, whoever really screwed with his power is the simple answer. I think the more complex answer is that Laura is somehow attached to him. And part of the getting out, because Laura being worried about Kingpin is telling, because she's not worried about any of these other villains they fight. She's just like, whatever, tracksuits, they're idiots. But once Kingpin's brought into it, she seems panicked.
She even said, "Oh shit."
Yeah, exactly. Which, by the way, is one of two shits we got this episode.
It's true. It's true.
Language.
Oh, I see what you did there.
My daughter said that. My daughter totally said that. I was like,
but he said two shit, like a so number proud. Two, the saying.
But I think I don't know exactly how, but I think Laura is somehow attached to Kingpin, and that's why the Watch has information, because Kingpin wants to track Laura down.
Jay, I'm telling you,
she wronged him. So
yeah,
and yeah,
Jaz, I'm right with you, and kind of bringing it all back to what we were saying before. Mockingbird in the show was an employee. I'm thinking Game of Thrones. Hunger Games. Hunger Games. No, which I did it a couple episodes ago. I said Mockingjay, but y'all let me rock. I appreciate y'all. But Mockingbird in the show worked under Coulson. That was part of his team. So if it's like a title, and they went into some type of like shield protection off the map.
I mean, that could have been her code name.
Exactly, and she passed that title on to Bobby Morris, who worked under Coulson. Because Clint did say, "Oh, that watch belongs to a friend whose identity is secret. They find the watch. Bye, friend." If Laura was like a Mockingbird under Coulson, that's like her man's. Like, and Clint could be, the keeper.
He may have been the Mockingbird, or she may have been the Mockingbird under Fury, and that's why he helped.
So wait, does he actually say that it belonged to?
It belonged to someone whose identity.
He said a friend.
A friend whose identity could be in jeopardy if they find the watch, basically.
Oh,
yeah. He said it was a friend who was undercover. It'll blow their cover.
The only other thought I had,
totally different train on that one. Then
the only other reason I thought like the watch might have some significance is it reveals that maybe the Fury we've had here for years is actually Talos. So
that'd be crazy. It's been him for years, as opposed to just.
There's a theory I saw that it's been Talos since Winter Soldier.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
after he got shot up.
When he got attacked, that Fury's been recovering in space somewhere with the fancy space technology, and that the Fury we've had on Earth is Talos.
Yali.
I mean, if you
no, we can't talk about it.
We
can't talk about it.
Insider edition.
That's why, as you notice, I was very quiet this time.
Yeah, I did. I was like, I see you, Yali. I see you in your silence. I see you in your silence. I really do. No, because so I'll throw in what I thought it was again, going back to the idea that the watch is based on Stark tech. Fisk bought Stark Tower. And there's something that he's trying to get in there, and the watch is the key.
I said that. I said that last episode. Yeah,
like a biometrics thing.
Last episode.
Yeah. It's like an Edith, if you will.
Yeah.
There's glasses that they know they can't get from Spider-Man. They can't get that, but maybe they can get this. Watch.
I mean, if anything, Fisk does think he can manipulate Parker as well. Like he's done that in the comics.
I mean, true. But to interact with a kid, he's like, that's dirty. I ain't doing that. Is getting Wilson Fisk in episode 5 the day before No Way Home comes out, is that like a subtle confirmation that Charlie Cox is going to be? Stop it. We can't answer these questions. Y'all, other people can answer these questions. Okay. We've seen the movie. That's not fair.
I don't know. But what about Toby and Andrew though? Let's talk about that, shall we?
We can't talk about it. Come on. We gotta be good here.
I'm running out of here.
There you go. There you go.
You're gonna go back to your roots now.
Okay. All I'm saying is I haven't seen the movie and I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. It's the safest move.
Yeah.
I hear you.
No, yes, no. We can't speak on any of it.
I'm with you guys.
Sorry guys, I tried over here. I tried my best.
Look,
wink.
Quiero Taco Bell.
Right?
Ideal meal.
Dame más gasolina.
I don't know, man.
Not as big of a reveal in the show, but potentially could lead to other things. We do find out that Eleanor was actually the one who hired Yelena, which 1000% confirms that her and Val are in leagues with one another. And I want to know what you guys think about this little theory that I got going on.
Bring it.
They're besties. They just had their girls' night a few weeks ago, and
they had mac and cheese.
So it's been speculated a lot that Val is some type of hybrid of the character Val and Madam Hydra. Yeah. And it's also been speculated that Eleanor could be Madam Mask or some type of version of that. I'm batting for the fences. I'm going past friends. Could they be sisters?
Ooh,
I like Hydra wife, Hydra kids. Let's go. I'm for this.
Talking like the legacy of Hydra, kind of keeping with this thing. Yeah.
You got Madam Mask, Madam Hydra.
Well, that would explain why she would be with Kate's father. Like he's got money. He might have some intel. Watch that man. You know, if you fall in love, you know that's nice.
Whatever.
Have a baby.
Whatever.
I think Joe said like 2 episodes back that like the Bishop Security Company and how deep they are is like a very watered down version of Project Insight, which Hydra was trying to get.
It's true. And she hooked up with the dude that lived across the street from Avengers Tower.
Yeah, just 2 + 2 do equal 4. Just
2 + 2 always equals 4.
Always.
I mean, even at the time, like even if she was just looking into Stark, that's still like
convenient.
You live across the street,
right? Didn't we kill your daddy and your mom?
Can we set up an observatory? Because that would be
30 years ago,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, good call, Jazz. So that's what I'm saying.
Is her favorite season winter?
Right. You know what I'm saying? If I say
soldiering on
freight car,
gives a whole new meaning.
Runaway,
coming. Rusted,
17.
You know. Well, I have a question for you guys. You know, this is the reveal today is the first return of older characters from outside of Disney Plus. Do you think that we'll get maybe like Cloak and Dagger or some of the Runaways as involved in the Young Avengers idea? Because many members of the Runaways become Young Avengers. Same thing with Cloak and Dagger at a certain point. So like, is this like the start of bringing some of the good ones back?
I have a thought on that. And that thought is probably not. For most
we
of
got
them.
money.
But if only because if you think about when like Netflix stopped doing the shows and the MCU kept expanding and stuff, which were the ones people actually asked about? It was the Netflix Marvel stuff, like mainly Kingpin and Daredevil, mainly those two. But like the rest of them are fine.
I need Jessica Jones though. You can bring her.
Listen.
You can bring Jessica Jones.
There's Agent Carter over here, man.
Oh no, I'm getting to that. And then we kept having Haley Atwell, so that's always great. And now she's Captain,
Captain Britain.
Captain Britain, they said it.
But I think it's them, and then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the next most likely characters from that. And if it's only because those are outside of like isolated ones that either are still technically part of it, like Captain Carter, they're the only ones anyone has given a large amount of crap about.
Well, my thing is they've continued to use Roxxon, even though that was the main part of those shows. Well, I'm like, okay, you're gonna keep bringing Roxxon on. You could
Roxxon is a perpetual element of Marvel. Like they are the.
That's very true, but if the I'm thinking you're going the same place. I'll let you.
Where you going?
I say if they're gonna keep bringing it up when the only time people have seen it before is like, why do
Iron Man 3?
Besides you, who
brought it back to Loki? But okay, here's the thing though. The reason why I think Cloak and Dagger are potentially on the list, they are mutants that aren't X-Men.
Exactly.
They would be the next tier.
Exactly.
I can see that.
It's like top of the list is like Kingpin, Daredevil, and then like right under him, we're talking like hairs dip under is like Punisher, and then we have like Jessica Jones.
They better bring Bernthal back.
Right.
That was going to be my point. Was that as long as they bring John Bernthal back as
the thing is, the farther down you get to, the more likely they'll bring them back but recast. Like
Vic actually. Vic and Yali make a great point. I hate to bring business into our Marvel, but it's Disney. I don't see them glorifying the Netflix shows, because then it would make people go watch them, and they're the direct competition. But Cloak and Dagger was on Hulu, which is a Disney property.
If they bring back the Netflix characters in mass, all of them, I kind of think they're basically going to treat 2012 as a variance point, like a diversion point, a branch. Yeah, a nexus point, where basically the Netflix shows are another timeline that technically happened after Loki, but didn't happen after Loki because time. And we're going to get kind of different series of events happen to lead us here.
They're going to get canged. I like it.
That sounds like a Saturday night.
If they do it that way, that means we could have multiple Kingpins at some point, and multiple Daredevils at some point, and multiple Luke Cages at some point, or multiple of all these characters. It's the same thing with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If they do an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. one and they bring some of these characters back, then the variance point is probably going to be around either Age of Ultron or Dark World. I'm unsure. It really depends on what they're going to do. But like that, since they started this whole nexus point and variant timelines and branches and everything, they have carte blanche to just like, now we're going to bring this dead person back because that was a nexus point.
And considering how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. ended and the New York that they're in that has the Stark Tower, Avengers Tower set up, they could do that.
And they're in a separate timeline, because when the Earth got quaked and everything, and they went to the future and it kind of like branched off. So definitely was touching on all that. And God, I wish we could keep going, but
that's what he said. That's what she
unfortunately
said.
We look, kill Bossa Mafia, man.
So respect is what you're saying. We're gonna have to. We're just gonna have to just kind of.
We gave him a good hour. That's more than most get.
Holy
wow,
y'all need to come to pre-production. If you watch this, you gonna let a fan or two in pre-production. It's fire there.
All of this.
We gonna only fans the pre-production meetings.
I would say we go hard, but that might be a bit much.
Let's go.
But before the voice of God like hops in here and throws us off, literally.
Because you know he will.
We have one more episode, so y'all are stuck with us, so we can continue this conversation next week, same time, same place, same channel. I'm literally about to haul ass out of here and go see Spider-Man, so excited. But always and forever. Wait, before we even do the outro, guys, tell the people what you got going on. Jazz, tell the people what you got going on. You about to marry Hugh Jackman.
She got it going on. Look at her.
She got a lot going on.
Jackman.
That's America's Jazz right there. What?
That is America's Jazz.
Hey. I love Hugh Jackman and his wives. They're just such a great couple. I would not come between those two people. I'm just saying that right now.
No, but they can share.
Come between those two people.
I mean,
we're living in a new age, Jazz.
She's not going to come between them, but behind one and
the
other. That's
fine. His wife used to be a porn star. His wife used to be a porn star, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you could come between them in the good way.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway.
Snicked.
No, I just got off of the concert. We'll be back to perform the Foray Requiem in February, which the PAA Zoo actually was a song in Captain America Civil War when Peggy Carter's funeral. So I'm super excited about that for that reason. And then we'll be going to New York in March, where I will be seeing Hugh Jackman on Broadway and singing Carnegie Hall. So I'm really super excited about that. So yeah, wear your masks and get your vaccines, and find me at Rose City Widow over on Instagram.
Bang.
There it is.
Cap would get his vaccines.
Vic, let the people know.
You guys can find the hardest working man in comics on all forms of social media at Vantage In-House. I am doing all the big things, right? There's stuff I can't talk about, just like so many of y'all. But there's some new projects that are coming out. My You Create Comics line is about to get a huge jump, big boost. I'm actually going to do my very first an evening with You Create Comics, which I'm super pumped. And it's going to be a cool sort of, consider like, I don't know, Sesame Street on Ice, but with comics.
What? That sounds amazing.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
Hey. Well, good luck following that. Yali, let the people know what you got going
on. Sorry.
What I got going on? My name is Yali. I write for Funimation. I'm allowed to say that shit now.
Hey, and you wearing purple.
And I'm wearing purple.
Rep your set.
My column for Funimation has been viewed 1.5 million times worldwide.
Say it.
So your
humble
girl,
humble stunt.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, if you see me, just you know what
I'm saying.
I also here at Fandom Spotlite. You guys know I'm social media manager, content curator, and also doing a little producing. I'll be producing the Boba Fett panel coming right after this.
Mm-hmm. I'll be there. I'll be there.
You guys know the vibes, and hit me up if you figure out what my shit is, because I'm not gonna tell you.
She said if you find me, you deserve it. So
there it is. There it is. Put the work in. Put the work in.
Play hard to get.
No scrubs.
No scrubs.
I can't wait for next week when we're all wearing our Christmas pajamas. So
excited. So excited.
You guys should wear pajamas too.
You just shook the package for them.
No, they have to wear pajamas too. We gotta all do this together.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Send pictures.
Mr. Fisk himself, what you got going on there, brother?
Better hair than him, but that's not saying much.
Ooh. So much better hair than him. So much better hair than him.
Spicy like that, sriracha.
I'm Joe. You can find me at various locations, including Fandom Spotlite, where I write random stuff like news articles and thought pieces over games no one likes, including Cyberpunk 2077, which was the thing I just put out. You can also find me on Twitter, where I'm at the Spice Must Joe. And if you find me, I'll tell you how to find Yali. So it's a joke. It's a joke. I won't. Well, I mean, so who snitches on the snitches? I mean,
hey. Ooh. That's that Kazi talk.
Kill Boston Mafia.
Watchmen talk.
Kill Boston Mafia. That's who snitches on the snitches.
But no, you can find me on Twitter, where I'm at the Spice Must Joe. You can also find me on LinkedIn, where I just use my name. And I have a muck rack too for people that are in journalism.
Ooh,
that's
the
thing. Yeah, but most of my stuff is on Fandom Spotlite. I also have recently started working with a D&D Pathfinder group or Pathfinder podcast called The Rollmongers, and I've been on 3 episodes, and it was a lot of fun. So
nice.
We all working. Look at us, booked and busy.
Hey, come on,
booked and busy. But I have been the curator of the madness for this week, and I believe I'm actually running the Boba Fett panel with Miss Yali, who's producing. So I will see y'all there for all the hullabaloo and rigmarole. But we got one more of these. I am Mr. Matthew Porter, Matty Ice, Matt the Stallion, the Great Matsby, so many other aliases that will take up so much more time to get through. You can
the
find
parking
me on
spot
Porter.
Poppy.
Oh yeah, parking spot Poppy.
Parking spot Poppy.
I can find all the free parking spots in the city. It is a gift. I will not pay to park my own car that I pay for.
That's right. And yes, that's still a euphemism. Like, let people know.
you already know.
What I'm saying?
We have been the Kill Boston Mafia, and always and forever follow your fandom.